Welcome back, old friend, and hello, new friend. This is your professional dreamer Alex. This video is about the following dreams. The dance video in the university where everybody was mind controlled. The second one is about dogs, marriage, and some magic tricks. The third one is called Riddle, Restaurant. And the last one is buying the alphabet, order, and creativity. At the end, please let me know which dream you liked the best in the poll that is linked in the upper right corner. And if you like more than one dream, then please rank them in the comment section below. I want to rank all the dreams, make an ebook, audiobook, or maybe even a short movie out of the best ones with some of my friends. This dream started when I was laying on the ground in university, and I and a few other people, we were inside of my brain, and John Wesley Shipp, the previous Flash actor, came, and he was my guide. And then there was a black woman that looked like Sister Knight from Watchmen. And we escaped out of my brain and back into the dream reality. She then turned into a dude and shot out spider webs or some sort of white glass needles that went through all the people that were around. And the glass needles, they became black and hardened up and then grouped up into the air, and they were grabbable. And people can climb up. And everybody that got hit by the needles was now under mind control. And somebody ordered them to go to block E1. And I have to go to block E2. And I went with the mind control people to guide them so they don't get hurt, speak for their rights. And then the best part came where it went to some sort of music video scenario. And I went beside some glass walls and I smashed them in. And I danced the lyrics. The lyrics were something like straight ahead. Then I made some dance moves and pointed with my hands forward and pointed at my head. I used my whole body for sign language, signing the lyrics. I sang and danced and smashed some more glasses. So we don't move that fast, but we constantly move. But I went left, right. So we have more time. And I led the mind control people into a help center. And I was a teacher then. And I saw math teacher from us, and we had to get into some locker room and shower off the mind control because it was slowly seeping out, and I was advised to also wash it off because I brought all the people there and it's likely that I got affected, but I wasn't under mind control at all. And another dream was when I was at the public pool and I saw an arch enemy of mine, and that dude harassed a lot of other people in class, and teachers got kicked out eventually. And there were people in the pool that swam on their back, and he dove under them and kicked them up from the pool into the back. And there were like 15 people sitting on 3 desks, and we shuffled our sitting positions around so that everybody has a person they like besides them. And I had to go to a bus station at each hour 8 minutes after and 38 minutes after, and it was currently 16 minutes after, so I had some spare time for small talk with friends. And I saw a long queue at the local cafeteria which was about to close down, and we still had a night class and people had to wait 1 hour without food before the class starts, and people had to wait 1 hour without food before the class starts. But then again, the cafeteria will open up like after 1 hour, so it wasn't really that tragic. But people were standing in line for way more than 1 hour until they get served. And in the other dream, I was at my grandpa's and aunt's place, and we celebrated something and had all the fancy equipment up. And I was at the dog shelter, and the fence was a bit rusty and broke, and one of the dogs escaped from his shelter. And the dog of my cousin listens to the name Luna and had a partner and a lot of tiny dogs. Later on, there was a huge gate that I lifted up, and dogs didn't escape back then, but through the tiny hole in the fence. And I was sitting on a bench, and somebody shuffled tarot cards, and then I shuffled them all. The card deck increased in number and size. They got bigger, and I couldn't shuffle them anymore once they reached like length of half a meter. And while I was sitting on the bench, somebody else stacked a tower out of cards right beside me, and it was the length of my core. And the mom from my dad said, "We now got a man for my sister and also wife for me. And I said, what? I barely know the person that sits beside me on the bench, and I was shocked that I'm getting married now. And my ass hit the tower made of cards, and it tumbled over, and I tried to catch them and caught some cards. And then I wanted to bend down and pick him up, and the only thing that I found was a walnut in my hand, and somebody laughed. And maybe that's a reference to Universe in the Walnut from Stephen Hawking. And in the backyards, the dogs were back, and my uncle told me I have to give him back the cement that he gifted me previously in the dream, because the fence broke and he needs it to fix it. And I told him sure, but I first have to get back home again and pick it up, because it somehow landed at my home place, but it didn't leave the location from my aunt. Before we go on with the next stream, please like and subscribe and hit the notification bell if you don't want to miss any future content. Now onwards to the next stream. In the series there was a bad parent, and that actor was driving a tank underground, but the grass top was covering the tank top, and somebody wanted me to perform an alchemist ritual, and the victim was nice to me and I helped her to absorb all the bad guys instead. And after that she kind of served me, and we went to the old local miller. And once we were at the miller, my partner, she went through the cash register line for a quicker entrance, and she went straight to the elevator, while I went the long route around. And then we went up to the 7th floor, and there was a restaurant and also a riddle which we had to solve to get to the higher levels. And I was there previously a week ago, and I knew already that the pepper grinder had a golden figure within, and there's also a salt shaker, and both of them look like from a chessboard. And while we were sitting at the table, I quickly wanted to show them the shaker and the grinder, and so they know that I already solved it, but they didn't get the hint. So I gave them the shaker by reaching it under the desk, and then they opened it up with a screwdriver, and in the shaker there was only a withered leaf and not the golden figure that was in there previously. And maybe it's because I watched the Rick and Morty heist episode recently. And Yvette Nicole Brown, the actress from Community, was there. And there was a hidden entrance to a bathroom by pushing the wall in, and then it brings out. You can go in, and the person that went into the bathroom didn't close it behind them, so I closed it for them. And then there was the elastic dude from The Flash, and the rich 50-year-old woman that listened in to our conversation, and she had some fancy earrings that were made of gold, and she said something to him and wanted to give him a hint. And she also mentioned that it's going to be really complicated, and he looked like he was in love, and he said, oh, he likes complicated, he likes a good riddle. In this stream I was in a university, and there was a rich woman, and she talked with the principal about buying the whole university. And the principal was really thankful for the high valuation of the university, because it was valued at around 5 million euros or maybe even 50 million euros, because there was a slight error with the question marks instead of some numbers. So it could have been either 3 question marks or 4. The valuation was something like at least 5 million euro. The rich woman and mother just wanted to buy the whole university so she can reap some benefits out of it. And the principal wanted to give her some advice how he would improve the university from now on, or how she could improve it, but she was just interested in one big benefit for her son, because she wanted to swap around the alphabetical order and the amount of letters in the alphabet. For example, letters like C and K become one letter, and B and P become one, so there's less confusion for people with legasthenia. Also, there were children toys where there's a square and there's a letter in it, and the children have to fit in the letter into a square with the imprint for the same letter. There was a bottomless pit, or at least I couldn't see the bottom of it, in a library, and the children were ripping out the letters and they're throwing them into the pit, where there were some spikes. Put the spike within the hole, like the A or the O, and then the tower increased in size, and they threw all the same letters on the same spike. And then once it reached almost the ground level, one of the towers tumbled, and it caught all the other towers around it as well. And then the perfectly aligned letters were a bit in a disarray. Some of the letters that were thrown in, they looked like from the Hindi alphabet, because there's like different kind of A's. Also, there was a very wide canvas which was made up out of hexagon and pentagons. The woman that was the artist that designed the canvas clicked on one square, and that one got brighter by 2 colors, and the surrounding ones went 1 shade darker. For the first dream, I was watching something about Flash and Watchmen. Also, there were many new dance videos, so that's the reason for the dream. In a previous upload, I mentioned already that I had a dream about a temple that was filled with ruins, but didn't actually understand my previous recording properly. So I thought a bit about it, and therefore I dreamt about it again. There was again a temple and ruins, but some different settings. The Miller store is closed down for a while now, and there isn't anything publicly known of a future use. So I thought about a few ideas how the place won't be empty for much longer. Therefore the dream was a riddle and became a GameStop, restaurant, and a place with hidden secrets. At my grandpa's place, we celebrate all the big birthdays with up to 70 people occasionally. My cousin has an adorable dog called Luna, and she lives in the house. And about a decade ago, there was an outside space for the dogs with shelter from the rain inside of a garage. And it was luckily decommissioned already. That one had a rusty fence, and in the dream, the shelter expanded up to where there used to be a big greenhouse. And the magician and the card tricks was because I watched a YouTuber that is into finance and magic tricks, and I put his channel up into the info box. And the walnut was probably because my mom ate a lot of walnuts and almonds recently, as well as that I've read some astronomy articles from Futurism. The rich families solving problems with money is probably because of that one scandal, where some rich families paid to get their children admitted into some prestigious schools, and the designing of a white canvas was very likely because I saw a trending video about a woman that redesigned some logos. The video is also in the info box. Hello friend, thank you for listening. Now we get to the poll. Please check the box for the dream that you liked the most. We are also on Facebook, Twitter and Discord if you prefer those channels. Also, on a less related note to this channel here, there is also a link in the description down below for my Instagram account. Also, if you want me to try to decipher your dreams, you can come and join me on Discord and write to me and I will give it a shot. I can help with English and German dreams. If you liked this video, you will probably also like the one in the top right corner. This was your professional dreamer. See you next time. I hope you sleep well and have some pleasant dreams. Bye bye.